Mike and Andrew, another question. So you sold the 450. Shout out. Sold my 450 in about 5 seconds inside of the Moto Academy marketplace. I'm not going to post my bikes ever for sale publicly because everybody knows what it's like to sell something publicly. It's not great. It's annoying. People lowball you. It's a lot of a waste of time, a lot of the time. So we've got a marketplace inside of the Moto Academy app. I posted it in there, and quite literally, I think I got a direct message in the app within 15 seconds and sold it just like that. So shout out, I think Nick. Yep, I think Nick. He's going to actually come pick it up from driver Jamie. So and I gave my 2-stroke away at summer camp. So my straight rhythm bike is now gone. Shout out Brandon. He won it just by being a member inside of the Moto Academy app. The straight rhythm bike paid 15,000 euros, custom built from Italy. It was a masterpiece. Just gave away my baby. So that means I no longer, all I've got left are 3 Starks and 2 KDX 200s. Whoopsie daisy. What's on your radar for replacement? When do you suggest Weekend Warriors to mix it up with a new or different bike? Good question. I mean, I think a good cadence to be on, honestly, if you're willing to take a couple $1,000 hit each year, which I think if you ride once a week or even once a month, that's kind of worth it. Then buy a new bike each year and then just sell it before it gets too beat up. Sell it after a year of riding. That way, when you sell something, you kind of feel better about yourself that you're selling a bike that's in really good shape. I personally price super low. Like I sold my 450 in the marketplace for $6,500. It was a 2023, had 60 hours, flat 60 hours on it. Maintained professionally. I mean, the thing was meticulously maintained. It was in perfect condition. And so $6,500 for that, like you can't beat it. So that way people aren't like trying to finagle or price. You feel good about selling something, not ripping somebody off. But I think I bought that bike for $9,000 out the door. So I lost $2,500, but I got 60 good hours. Let's do the math. $2,500 divided by 60 hours. So I was paying $41 an hour for that fun. Worth it. Worth it. What's on my radar? 2025 Honda 450. I want to see what that suspension changes did. And, I think they made big chassis changes to try to make the suspension feel more plush, because the old Hondas, without a doubt, and by old, I mean 22, 23, 24s, were rigid as all get out. And I was almost hesitant to recommend that bike to beginners and novice and amateur riders because they'd even get their suspension done and it still wouldn't feel good. So like the Stapes did my suspension for me on my Honda 450. And that was the only Honda 450 I ever rode that I was like, ooh, this setup's nice. Like it feels plush. But then when I rode driver Jamie's setup, hint, hint, cough, cough, driver Jamie and myself are doing a suspension company. Whoops. So he did a setup on the forks on his Cowie. And then I got back on my Honda and I was like, oh, that's not plush. That Cowie's plush. My Honda is not plush. So anyways, splash that everywhere. That's what's on my radar. If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, you can do so on Spotify and Apple Music. If you want to send in your own video submission, you can join us in the Moto Academy family inside of the Moto Academy app by just going to themotoacademy.com. That's also where you can sign up for a class. Okay, guys, see you next episode.